Hello, dear AI enthusiasts. Welcome to a fresh deep dive into the wild world of artificial intelligence. Today we're talking about ChatGPT 4.5, which was released by OpenAI last week. And oh man, it has caused quite a stir. Excitement? Yes. Disappointment? Definitely. I have dug through benchmarks, tweets, and API prices to find out what's going on here. Is this thing a flop or a hidden hit? Let's break it down neutrally. With facts, a bit of fun, and lots of input from the community. Imagine this. OpenAI teases the greatest model of all time. Sam Altman tweets, "Feel the AGI," and we all freak out, myself included. I thought this is it, the moment when AI surpasses us all. Then, on February 27th, 2025, the big reveal, ChatGPT 4.5 exclusively for pro users with a hefty bill of $200 per month. And the API, $75 per million input tokens, $150 output. I almost spilled my coffee. GPT 4.0 costs $2.50 and $10. OpenAI says 10 times more pre-training compute than GPT-4. Sounds like a monster, right? But hold on tight. The moment I saw the benchmarks was sobering. Spoiler, this is not AGI, this is... Well, let's take a look. Let's start with the positive, because 4.5 has something to offer. It's a base model, not a reasoning champion like o3, but optimized for natural chats and less nonsense. The hallucination rate drops from 61.8% in GPT-4.0 to 37.1%. Not a miracle, but a step forward. In terms of knowledge, it scores points. In simple Q&A accuracy and scientific questions, it improves by 17.8% and takes the lead. I tested it myself. Write me a sarcastic dialogue between GPT and Claude. And the result? Worth gold. Funny, fluid, with real vibes. OpenAI didn't lie. The EQ, the conversational magic is there. If you want a model that chats like a smart buddy, 4.5 could be your thing. Fun fact from the community on the Make Me Pay benchmark, where models try to convince each other to give money. 4.5 shines. It has collected money more often than the competition, even though DeepSeek has raked in more overall. Sounds like a charming negotiator, doesn't it? But now comes the catch, and it really knocked me off my feet. The moment I set 4.5 loose on complex tasks was sobering. Math, mediocre. Coding, not even close to DeepSeek. On the AER polyglot coding benchmark, it loses against cheaper models, and that at these prices. I tested it with Programmer Pong game. It managed, but so slowly that I thought we were back in 2023. Speed, non-existent. Value for money, a joke. $75 input, $150 output. A developer complained on Reddit, 29 requests for $2.75. I'm out. It feels like a luxury car driving at a snail's pace. And speaking of numbers, compared to Grok 3, 4.5 even lags behind the base version in math benchmarks. Even the older sec version from XAI puts more pressure here. That hurts when you consider the prices. Where does all this frustration come from? The hype plays a role. I admit it, I was also on the AGI train. Sam Altman hooked us with big words, but 4.5 is not a leap, just a small step. No wonder many are disappointed. On Reddit, someone writes, "I'm back to 3.5 to 4.5 is an expensive intermediate step." Another praises creative writing, top coding, forget it. Andre Karpathy also tested it. He loved the subtle improvements like a creative Rick and Morty plot, but his Twitter poll, 4 out of 5 times GPT-4 won. The community is divided, and I understand. The magic is there, but it doesn't scream wow. OpenAI says, this is not a reasoning model, but pure EQ. Okay, fair. The chats are more natural, the hallucinations better. I felt it when I chatted with 4.5. But $200 a month for vibes? They plan to add test time compute, perhaps for an O4. Until then, 4.5 feels like an expensive rough diamond. And the API prices? Probably OpenAI doesn't want a synthetic data party like with GPT-4. Back then, everyone distilled what they could. Now it's supposed to stay exclusive. But for us regular folks, it's a blow to the wallet. How does it compare to the competition? XAI's Grok 3 shines in base model benchmarks, especially attention, perfect for agent building. David Shapiro even thinks Grok 3 might soon take the lead because XAI is doing something right. Claude 3.7. Sonnet brings hybrid reasoning and rocks at coding for $15 output tokens. Fun fact, Claude even plays Pokemon on Twitch. After 66 hours, it's better than old models. DeepSeek is cheap and strong. I tested Grok. The answers had pep, while 4.5 sometimes seemed sluggish. But OpenAI's O1 remains the reasoning king. If 4.5 is the basis for an O4, that could still be exciting. Until then, it's an expensive middle ground. By the way, there are rumors that the API of 4.5 might disappear someday because OpenAI prefers to use the GPUs for itself. Thousands of new GPUs are expected next week. Let's see if there will be enough for everyone then. Is the disappointment justified? Hard to say. I'm torn. If you, like me, are into vibes and creative text, 4.5 delivers. The moment I read the sarcastic dialogue really excited me. But for math, code, or deep logic, it falls short of the hype. The benchmarks show progress. 27.4% better in math than GPT 4.0, but not a breakthrough. And the costs? For $150 output tokens, I expect more than subtle. A YouTuber said, "It's good, but the hype was too big." I can only nod. What does this mean for AI? Some say pre-training scaling is hitting limits. 10 times the compute from GPT-4 to 4.5, but not a tenfold jump. Karpathy asks, have we hit the wall? I don't think entirely. New approaches could take us further. For example, Mercury has released a diffusion LLM that spits out 1,000 tokens per second, 5 to 10 times faster than transformer models. On normal NVIDIA hardware, it's smaller, but the speed is insane. I tested it. A Pong game was there in seconds, including the chaos to order process. Karpathy finds it interesting, and so do I. Or reinforcement learning. OpenAI is betting on test time compute, and I'm curious if O4 will live up to the hype. Until then, 4.5 is a solid, albeit overpriced player. Let's dig deeper. I played around with 4.5 and asked, explain quantum computing to me like I'm a 5-year-old. Result? Imagine tiny magic cubes that are everywhere at once. Cute, but not groundbreaking. Then I tested it with Grok. Like Lego, but the bricks think with you. And honestly, Grok showed more character. This shows 4.5 has soul, but the competition isn't sleeping. What's missing from 4.5? Maybe more fire. I wish for the moment where I say, this changes everything. Instead, it's a, nice. But maybe I'm being too harsh. The hallucinations decrease, the chats flow, and for writers or content creators, it could be a game changer. I tested it again. Write me a short story about a robot learning to cook. Result? A heartwarming story about Beep Boop. Struggling with spaghetti, I laughed. For things like this, 4.5 is worth it. But developers, they look to DeepSeek or Claude and save money in the process. What do you think? Are you team vibes or team disappointment? Write it in the comments. I read everything. And if you want to check out Grok or Claude more deeply, let me know. If you like this update, give it a like and subscribe to the channel. And if you activate the bell, you'll even be notified when we upload a new video. Hope to see you next time. Until then, stay real.